I'm talking hella reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press, won't even address. They say it's lonely at the top, but this the best shit ever. Hey, don't you see me out here shining, bitch, I'm barely flexing. I hear him talking hella reckless, I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press, won't even address. They say it's lonely at the top, but this the best shit ever. And even if we die today, this shit gon' live forever. Live forever.
We're officially started, and she's trying to bullshit us like we're not.
She didn't give me a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Rainbows and Unicorns. The show where we spit on people, apparently.
Should we tumble with cream?
No.
Should be the opener, the icebreaker?
We're not. So today's show is going to look a little different. This isn't going to be your typical personal development, little ranty rant that I do. This is actually, I guess it's something like that. This is inspired from Andy Frisella. If you guys don't listen to Real AF, probably my favorite podcast to get news from and political stuff and what's going on in the world right now as we know it. And he does this segment called Cruise the Internet, where they cruise through different news headlines that are just absolutely obnoxious, and they break them down. And so we thought, why don't we do our own rendition of Cruise the Internet, but call it Crip the Internet.
Crip the Internet.
So Bri's got a collection of videos. So if you're not watching this on YouTube and you want to see what videos we're talking about, you can come back to YouTube and we'll have them up and played. But these are some videos we found on Instagram, right?
We have some stuff from Instagram. We have a couple memes. We have some just other videos that we found. We're going to break it up into a few small
I want to start with the stupid freaking meme. Oh, this meme.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Do we have the comment along with it?
I think I texted you the comment.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so there was this meme going around the internet, and it's a girl in her wedding dress in her wheelchair. And it says something like...
There's the comment. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
There it is.
So we'll pull this up so you guys can see it as well.
It's a girl in her wedding dress in her wheelchair, and it says, a video of a disabled person forcing themselves to walk across a stage at graduation or uncomfortably stand on their wheelchair for a few seconds to dance at a wedding is not inspirational. It tells disabled people that we are only worth it if we can accomplish such feats. And, okay, I have two ways that I feel about this. On one front, I'm like, this is so freaking ridiculous. Like, I personally am with a non-disabled man that I believe that I will be marrying, and I want to walk down the aisle to him. I want to stand and look him in the eyes while we exchange our vows and exchange the rest of our lives to each other. I want to stand and look him in the eyes for our first dance. Mm-hmm. I want to do those things. It's not about society. It's not about anyone else. It's about what I want to do.
And I relate to that with the graduation thing, right? Like, it took me 8 years to go through college, and I imagined it the same way a lot of other people do, is walking across the stage. COVID actually robbed me of a typical graduation ceremony, so I never even got a ceremony in general. But I think it would have been really cool to take that time, not only push my body to be a little bit healthier, but then show other people, like, hey, if I can overcome walking across the stage, I can overcome anything else that the life is going to bring me afterwards. With the wedding thing, my partner is in a wheelchair, so I don't see that being such a big issue. But
it's different. You're going to look at each other in the eyes.
Right,
It's about that connection that you have with one another, right?
Exactly. But then, like she was saying, I mean, that is what her special moment means to her, and I think that's amazing. Just like with graduation, that would have been my special moment to show people, hey, I have worked really hard to stand tall on this day and be proud of myself and my hard accomplishment. I don't think this has anything to do with trying to be something you're not, or trying to, like, go into your old life, which leads us into the comment.
So, well, it's not just the comment either. It's the way that we view it. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't view another person with a disability and demonize them for doing something that fills their soul. It's the non-disabled people sharing it, which we'll get back to, but there was a comment on here that says, I think some who do it have internal ableism and commonly are new to the life with a mobility device, which is not true. Most of the people I've seen walk across the stage have been in their chair for a while. Most of the people I've seen getting married, they trained in their leg braces to be able to get married upright. And so they're putting the work in to make this happen. And I think what frustrates people is the people that share it and are like, okay, well, this person did it, so you can too. And that takes us to the fittest woman in our division in CrossFit. Her name's Andrea. And again, we're going to share this video. Andrea is an unbelievable athlete. Like, we cannot take anything away from her when it comes to athleticism. But she pushes the boundaries beyond. So the video that we're showing now is a video of her doing a ring muscle up with her chair attached to her. Now, I personally have no desire to do this because I don't want to throw my shoulders out. I don't have that kind of strength. I'm very heavy in my lower body. I carry a lot of my weight in my lower body. She's very lean. She's got a lower level of injury. She's been a gymnast her whole life. And there's so many factors that go into her performing this amazing feat. She's literally an athlete through and through, and we cannot take anything away from that. But to the non-disabled person in our ecosystem sending us this video saying, oh, it'd be so cool if you did that, or Aaron Wheels is the biggest one I think of, because I seen him jumping his chair on these megas and I was like, yo, I want to send it. And like, people would send me that stuff and I'm like, fuck, I want to send it like that. And
then you feel bad or like less than because you can't do it, right? Like, so when I watch this video of Andrea, I do feel a little bad. I'm like, I just don't ever see myself getting to that point. Not because I'm not strong enough or I can't push myself there, but like Jesi was saying, my body has been through different things in the last 20 years compared to hers. I haven't taken care of my body or worked my body in the same way that she did. I don't have 20 years of gymnastics experience under my belt. And so for me to try to do something like that is even more dangerous, right? Like, I've had actual CrossFit trainers and athletes be like, if you do this just the wrong way, you're pulling your shoulder completely out.
Or you're ripping your entire pec. And I think that's the things that people don't think about. The risk is not worth the reward for this. What, for a cool video of me doing a muscle up? It's just not worth it for me. Andrea has great form. She's strong enough to get her and her chair up. She has the proper gymnastics training. She can move her body properly in the gymnastics movements. I have no desire to even learn it. And I think that's the other thing that we don't...
That's her life, though.
But that is her life. That's not our life. Yep. No desire. None. And I think that just when you're a non-disabled person sharing different things to your differently abled friends, whether that's an amputee or a wheelchair user or somebody that uses any mobility device, like, be mindful that, you know, that might not be something they desire. Like, yeah, that's cool as shit, but I'm good.
And not every disabled body works the same way. And like for someone like us to try to do something like that, it's dangerous. For someone with like limited hand dexterity to try to do something like that, even more unsafe. So take it with a grain of salt, and think about different bodies when you start sharing that to your disabled friends and being like, does this really represent who my friend is? Or is this just something you want for your friend because you think it's cool, right? Like,
ooh, I like that.
Right? Like, in the beginning of my injury, a lot of people would send me adaptive sports and adaptive gym stuff, and like, they were doing that because they wanted to see me do cool things, which I absolutely understand and support, but that was not something that I would have enjoyed at that time. Like, if you wanted to get me and inspire me to do something different, that's when you would show me like maybe going on hiking trails, or show me videos of wheelchair users at like a music festival, or like volunteering their time in the community. At that point in time in my life, those would have been the inspirations I needed to like bust out of my shell. But in the beginning, seeing people do the movements with their chair attached to them, honestly, it was really discouraging. And I was like, I can't do that. I'm not even gonna try. And just be mindful when you share things, and try to push other cool stuff on another wheelchair user.
Yeah, absolutely. What we got? Okay. Yo, I'm so excited for this one. Go ahead and push play.
All right, and so for those, the video will be running alongside.
Let's talk about this recent ableist image from The Economist. It seems like the purpose of this image was to make a commentary on President Biden's mental ability to serve as president for 4 more years. Why they chose...
I just need to pause this for a second. It has nothing to do with his mental ability and everything to do with the fact that he can't walk upstairs.
This image to represent that topic? I don't know. It's a poor choice all the way around. While walkers are generally used to represent the elderly population, many people with disabilities of all ages use walkers. Therefore, the walker turns this into a conversation about physical capability rather than mental capability. And as far as
And I'm going to pause this again and be like, again, this is about the president of the United States, who has literally been seen falling down in multiple videos. Like, he literally is not in a place where his body is healthy.
As far as the general public knows, President Biden does not use a mobility aid, so this image does not make factual sense in this conversation. This image is implying that a physically disabled person is not fit to run for or serve as president, which is incredibly harmful because a person's...
Okay, we're just done. We're done with that video.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with any aspect of that. First of all, ableism isn't real. It isn't real. There's ignorance, and people are ignorant around different mobility devices, around disability as a whole, because it makes them uncomfortable. They choose not to care about it. They choose not to learn about it. They don't realize it's a community that they could be added to at any moment. They don't worry about it until they worry about it. Ask me how I know, because I'm people. And I honestly still don't worry about it, and I still don't care about it, because I've figured out how to get by and live a full life in my ecosystem, in my area, rather than complaining about things like this. Furthermore, President Biden cannot walk. He has shown that time and time again. He trips, he stumbles, he falls. So yeah, the dude is elderly. He needs a walker. He needs a mobility aid to be able to. Of course, we don't see that. He's not using one, he's refusing, whatever. But this has nothing to do with his mental ability and everything to do with his physical ability. And it's frustrating that we're reaching that far to be offended.
Especially because there is physically disabled people in government, right? Madison Hawthorne. In the past, we had a president in a wheelchair.
What about Greg Abbott?
There you go.
I believe he's a paraplegic. He's the governor of Texas.
There you go. See, and people respect them, and
There's a congressman in California that's a paraplegic.
Exactly.
In Colorado. I'm sorry, Colorado.
And if they're able to move their communities and get the positions that they have, obviously it has nothing to do with their disability. So for her in this video to just lump everything in like that, I just think it's really uncalled for. Yes, there are certain times where people are going to be a little uninformed, but we need to stop taking it that way. Instead of making a video like this screaming ableism, why not make a video about educating on the subject, on how these mobility aids can help people? Like, maybe if Biden saw how helpful they were, maybe he wouldn't trip so much.
Yeah, and he could use a mobility aid and actually get around easier. Whoa, what a thought.
God forbid.
I can't handle how everyone just wants to be offended and victimized by anything. I love the internet because I think it's hilarious, but we've also lost our sense of humor, taking everything so literal and personal. Mm-hmm. And that's coming from Literal Jesi. If you guys didn't know, that's my nickname.
Well, that is 3.
No.
You don't want to stop at 3?
That wasn't 3.
Yeah, Andrea, the meme, and her.
No, the meme and Andrea just went together. That was like a group lump sum. I want the bonus.
You want the bonus?
You know which one I want.
Ready.
You know, okay. No, that's not it. It's one more. Oh. No, one more. Yes! All right, let it play. Let it play.
Are you ready?
So take me.
Hey, chill.
I just hit you again. What the to go about it?
For the first time, we are seeing body camera video when Miami-Dade police say they were assaulted by a quadriplegic man. A case so unusual, even the judge at first appearance seemed surprised.
I have truly never seen a case like this.
It happened May 1st. Police were called to the Southwest Miami-Dade home of Bri and Jesi, also known as El Valiente, his stage name when he's performing music. According to the report, Jesi and his mother, seen here in red, were involved in an argument. But when mom is put in handcuffs, this happens.
Nah, bro, don't fucking do that. Brian,
Hey, stop hitting me with the chair, Brian.
Stop doing that. You just said.
When we interviewed Jesi back then, he told us this.
They claimed that I hit them with my wheelchair.
Did you?
I absolutely did not.
The report stated that you spit at an officer.
Right, so I suffer from acid reflux, so I normally spit. And I spat like a totally different direction.
But this is the video.
You want to listen or not?
Jesi also told us he felt humiliated during his arrest.
Are you laughing at me, bro?
Because he was separated from his motorized wheelchair, which he says was damaged when it was put on a flatbed. You see one officer appearing to text someone, joking that they were going to put him on the tow truck.
Yeah, because
Officers later seen inspecting their legs, and that's the charged with 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer.
Oh my god.
And we are told that
All right, so much to unpack here. Well, how did we become so entitled that we think that we are above the law simply because we use a wheelchair? In what world do you think it's okay to run into an officer with your wheelchair, to disrespect an officer by spitting on them? Like, you are still a citizen that must follow the law, regardless of your mobility device or not. What also sent me was the fact that they didn't have a vehicle to transport him and his wheelchair together. And so if you're not watching on YouTube, they put his wheelchair on a flatbed truck, like a rollback truck, and they put his wheelchair on it to transport it to where, I guess, jail or wherever they took him.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's just so much wrong with this video. He lied to the news the first go around, like they weren't going to release the body cam footage on the disabled dude who the police unlawfully messed with, but in reality, he was the one being unruly and unlawful.
All I want to say is 13 years ago, if pre-injury Bri decided to talk to an officer like that and spit on them, my ass would have been arrested and thrown into jail and got at least a felony ticket. That's a felony offense. To spit on an officer or to hit an officer, you're going to jail. And for this man to just blatantly think that nothing was gonna, what do you think they're gonna do? Just because that you're like super paralyzed and extra disabled, that they're not gonna try to take you in? Well, joke's on you, and joke is on anyone else who thinks that they're above the law, because that's just outrageous. That's a problem that not only disabled people have, but anyone in general, to think they're above the law in that kind of sense. To be that disrespectful and nasty, to spit bodily fluids on another human, like.
And furthermore, accept some responsibility, right? The police were clearly there for a reason. Something clearly was not right, that they were making the decisions they were making. Have some damn respect. Like, what are we doing here? What kind of crazy world do we live in where people think that they don't have to respect police officers and they don't have to follow the law? It's just, we live in a crazy clown world.
Personal responsibility.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well,
let us know what you think.
Yeah, leave it down in the comments. Do you like our version of Cruise the Crip the Internet, whatever this is?
And let us know what you think on the topics that we shared. I mean, would you want to walk across a stage or a wedding venue? Or, I mean, do you want to push yourself to the point where your body might break if you're not safe or in the right shape? And do you think that you're above the law and think that you can spit on a police officer? Because I know that. I know the answer to that question. I ain't messing with it.
And do you think Joe Biden should use a walker?
That's okay. He's not going to be president for long.
Oh, fuck.
But
well, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back every week. Appreciate you so much. This has been Crip the Internet. Another great episode of Rainbows and Unicorns, and we will catch you soon.